Alright, so this is what you're left with up top when you hack it like I do. Do not do it like this, I don't recommend it. Hello and welcome to the Sound Test Room. My name is Jakob, I'm your host, and you're watching a DIY haQ attaQ episode. In this episode we are going to put in some resistors, and I want to talk a bit about resistors. There's a printed silk screen. It tells us what kind of values we need for the board, and I want to tell you a bit about how to read this. When you see numbers with a letter in between, it's point. This is 1.5 mega ohms. This is 3.3 kilo ohms. I always use a multimeter to check the actual resistance before I put anything in. As you can see, there's a color code on it. Now you can check it up on the web. There's even rhyme you can learn so that you always know what these colors mean. I just can't seem to remember. We want to measure 3.3K. That's in the range of 20K because it's above the 2K range. Pull it to the 20K, grab our probes, and we put this on top of it until it connects and read the value. Well, 3.23, that's good enough. The next thing we're going to do is to put it into our circuit board. The person who designed the circuit board has already made sure that if you just bend it at the edges here and there, it will fit snugly into the board. Bend it like this. Just fit it in there. Turn the circuit board around, pressing on the resistor. Push these outwards. And that way it stays in there when I'm supposed to solder it. Make sure that your tip on your soldering iron is clean. I always use something like this to clean it up. Grabbing some solder here. It's a regular 1mm thickness and it's a 40-60 mix. Now what you need to do is you need to heat up the little hole here and the component at the same time. Never ever blow on it with your breath to cool it down. Always let it cool down by itself. A bit too much solder on there. I'm gonna check the other side now. Looks kind of nice. Now we're gonna solder the other leg. Always clean your soldering iron before putting it away or before using it again. So I'm heating it up once again. Both the leg on the component and the little metal ring there. Now my magnifying glass isn't that good, but this looks okay. Now there's a picture of what it should look like when you solder and what it shouldn't look like. And this one doesn't look that good, but it's okay. Yeah. Now when you're done soldering, you need to clip these legs off at where the solder ends. And be careful, because if you just solder this, these might stick to your fingers because they're so hot. Now another thing I forgot to show you is that if you got more of these things, if you have more of these crocodile jaws, you actually put one of these onto the leg of the component. That way it's going to divert heat away from the component, because some of the components that you're going to be soldering might be very sensitive to heat, and you might break them if you're not careful. Now I'm not gonna show you the whole process of where I'm filling all of these resistors. I just wanted you to see how to begin. The next thing I'm gonna do is just check on the values, and then you just keep on filling your board. Alright, so it turns out I don't have a 1.5 mega ohm resistor at home at all. If you want to do this, do it at your own risk. What I usually do when I hit something like this and do not want to order new resistors, I simply grab two values, put them together so they add up to whatever I need. So I'm gonna grab a 1 mega ohm resistor and I'm gonna grab a 470k resistor. Put them together and you get about 1.5 mega ohms. So now that I'm certain I have the right values, grab these two and entwine them together like this. It doesn't look good, but it works. And this is just because I am so damned lazy and do not want to wait. I recommend that you wait and order the right type of values that you want. instead of doing it like this. Look at that, that's so ugly. And I'm gonna have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots looking like this. Alright, so this is what you're left with up top when you hack it like I do. Do not do it like this, I don't recommend it. Go get some proper resistors if you're missing any. I just recommend you do it right and not do it like me. As you know, kind of hard to say when you're doing it. But the thing is, when doing it like this, you have to be very careful so that the tips here doesn't touch each other. You short circuit and your board might not work properly. Snap this off and snap that off. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it works. Again, everyone, I do recommend that you get the right type of resistors. This is not the right way of doing it. I'm just a very lazy person. As usual, Doug Woods, Colin Sweeney, and me, Jakob, haQ wishes you a very productive week. Now go finger your stuff, except from the tip of the soldering iron, and have a lot of fun doing it.